Hello, it is me, Kay, again. I wanted to share some more pictures I've drawn. I've drawn most of these pictures this week because this week was 1 year ago of losing my mother on July 11th, and so I kind of did a lot of more drawings, and I did a lot of writings. I can't share all my writings with you. There's not enough tape for that. But I drew a rose, and my daughter's boyfriend gave her this rose, and I kept sitting and looking at it. And since I keep telling you I am not a drawer, I keep looking to try to get the depth of what I see, which I find it hard to do, but I try. So I drew this little rose, and I like that little rose. And then, as I got closer and closer to the 1 year mark for my mother, I kept wondering what I was feeling and why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And I drew this picture because it's like two paths I'm having to face and walk down at the same time. And that's hard to do. You cannot walk two paths at the same time. That is what it feels like to me. So there's my path of the past and the death of my mother coming together. And I guess you can read what's in there. I know that when I come to the down here when it all comes together, there'll be a lot of healing and a lot of things I can put behind. So I'm kind of interested in this journey. It's a hard journey. It's a confusing journey. But I've been through harder journeys, so I know I'll come through this one. And I'm not sure really how to say this word. I call it Rika. I had my first Rika session, and since I've learned and been doing a lot of meditations, I can kind of go into a meditated state now, and I love it there. But as I was in this session, I see colors. Usually when I go into meditation, I see colors in my head. And these are the colors and things that I saw during the session. I saw a lot of green, 2 shades of green, and they were wavy, like fields of grass or oceans or something. And then I kept seeing, these are purple, 2 different shades of purple kept coming up in the corner. And just a little flash of yellow I seen. And then this circle with a line down the middle, I have no idea. It just keeps coming when I was there, so I just went with it. So I found that very interesting. I did look up in a book the meanings of colors, since I've never really focused on that. And I carry little crystals or stones to represent, like the pink is for one of my inner child, and I have a solid black one that is for an inner child, and then I carry a purple one for me, and there is a dark blue one. I have no idea why I carry it, but I carry it. So if you're into crystals or gems or stuff, look that up and look up the colors and their meanings. It'll just fascinate you. And it's just like when I was at the beach in Florida this year when we took my daughter down. The whole sky just turned lavender. Oh, it was so awesome. I've never been where the whole sky was just lavender. And I looked that up, and I'll have to come back on here when I have my book and just read some of that, because that says lavender is kind of is for an inner child and healing and peaceful and secure. And I kind of felt like when I was at that beach and that whole sky turned, you know, that was my way of my mama wrapping her loving arms around me and just holding me there, because she loved that color too, purple. I found that very interesting. Then I drew me a butterfly that says going to fly one day. And as in anything, when you're healing from any kind of past trauma or abuse or even grief, you go through stages just like the butterfly has to before he can fly. And you have to go through them. You have to face them and deal with them and come to grips with it. So one day I'm going to fly. Let's see. Now I drew this kind of. I was having a real hard day, or this was actually at a night. I was having a hard night, and I pulled out my Zangle book and I just started drawing, because it takes your mind off of whatever's bothering you, and you tend to focus on what you're doing. And then again, there's colors, and evidently I love colors, so I did that one night along with this picture here. So and these took me a long time to do. This wasn't no simple thing for me. And I drew this one. I love this one. And yes, I had to draw all them little bitty red circles all over this page. So, but I love that one. And I did that. So that kind of calmed me down for the night. But that's what I did during this week, or some of what I did during this week while I was grieving the 1-year anniversary of my mother, which was yesterday. I went to hospice yesterday, and they had a movie day, and we watched RV, and they had lunch there, and we spent, I guess, right at 2 hours. So I wasn't alone yesterday. When I left there, I decided I do not need to go home and be alone, not today of all days. So I went and helped my Sunday school class. We had a lady getting married in our class, and I helped decorate. Then my Sunday school teacher, who I call my spiritual mom, me and her went up to the grave, and I took some balloons and released them for Mama. Then we come back and went to the wedding, and yes, I got up and danced during the reception. I even learned a new little dance. So I can't dance. I don't have no movement whatsoever, but I love trying. So if you're ever out there in the world and you see somebody out there trying to dance that looks stiff as a board, that's probably going to be me. But guess what? I'm having fun, so I don't care. Well, just wanted to share that with y'all today. So God bless, and sending you some blessings out.